Coach, if you're ready, we'll start with an opening statement and then open up for questions.
Kind of similar to yesterday, really proud of our team. I thought that, again, under kind of unconventional circumstances for what our roster looks like, we found ways tonight. We went back to executing the game plan and did a really good job of being disciplined. And I thought when we improved from last night in some of those areas, we knew NIU was going to play a lot better than yesterday. They're a really good volleyball team. And we're happy they did. We're happy that they pushed us the way they did. And more than anything, I think that our team responded to some of the hard really well and matured tonight. We got through some hard things and still found ways to get out of it, keep our cool, create a solution, and find a way to win. And that's what winners do. Winners find a way. So really proud of all of them.
Coach, you talked about a little bit sticking kind of in through the hard parts, falling down early in sets 2 and 3 and fighting back to win it. What does it kind of mean that the team can stick to it and win those type of games?
Yeah, it creates a lot of conviction. It creates a lot of, belief, knowing that no matter what the circumstances is, we can still find our way out of it. Ideally, we don't start down like that because I thought that a lot of those points had a lot to do with us, not as much to do with NIU. And we're going to keep working on that in practice next week. Don't worry, we will address some of those things. But most importantly, it created a lot of conviction that we know how to do that.
With 2 of your key players out, what makes this team so able to click well and become resilient?
We spend a lot of time together. We spend a lot of time on unity. And most importantly, our whole team is all in on Bowling Green volleyball. They're all in on our program. They're all in on our university. And when you have that kind of attitude throughout the whole team, the culture creates itself. It creates an atmosphere that I'm willing to do whatever it takes for the team. Belle was a defensive specialist that first thing after Tuesday, Wednesday morning, she's the first one in the gym getting reps, ready to do whatever the team needs. And that's the culture we have. I have other people being like, hey, I sat in high school. Do you need me? What do we need to do here? And that commitment to each other helps you get through adversity, and it helps you have a ton of belief in us as a whole versus us as an All-American or us as an All-Conference setter.
Absolutely. Coach, really forced NIU to play more unorthodox offense. When you guys are able to spread them out on their side, how does that make you feel confidence-wise going from point to point and making sure that you guys are keeping them on their toes?
Yeah, a big part of the game plan was executed in keeping them on that little bit of out of system. As a program, we talk a lot about what's next. What are we ready for? And when we have put a team, it's kind of a waterfall effect where, we get them out of system and we get a couple good blocks. What's their next move? They're going to go off speed. We dig that. We're prepared for it. Then what's their next solution? And we're kind of wanting to always be a step ahead. Big piece of the game plan. It's a big piece of volleyball IQ. And I thought our team has improved on that a lot throughout the year, and tonight was a really good example of that.
Coach, you talked a little bit about it. Those first couple of points they weren't really getting. You kept NIU sub 100 hitting percentage for the entire game.
Okay.
For the match, sorry. What does it mean, just a defense like that you can really hold them out?
Yeah, I think it's one of our superpowers. We're a physical team. And then also we've got a lot of really good DSs, a lot of people that have the ability to play really hard. But what I'm most proud of is our discipline. I think that you can have all this talent, you can have all these things, but if you're not really willing to do the little things really well, it's really hard to play good defense. And we talk about little things don't exist in our gym, and we embrace that a lot better today versus last night.
Next Thursday's your next game. You got a little bit of a break between. What's it nice to kind of have to regroup everything and refocus on this next match?
Yeah, after this week, it's going to be really nice to practice. It's going to be really nice to get in on Monday, have something we want to work on, and it not just be kind of a recovery and go day, be able to really kind of get better at some things that we know we need to improve on and work some things out. I'm proud of our quick turnaround this week with the adversity we face, but one thing we talk about, there's always something we can improve, and that's what we're going to do next week. We're going to be there tomorrow cheering on our football team. We have alumni back. We've got a lot of people here to celebrate. It's going to be kind of cool to be normal students for a day, and then we'll rest up and get back at it and know that we've got more job to do.
In volleyball, you always want to limit serve reception errors, especially in high competition such as what you've been playing at these past couple of weeks. It's still starting to slip through. So knowing that these service and reception errors are more inevitable, and knowing that your team are a little bit more susceptible to them, not necessarily a deal breaker, but you're giving up upwards 5 to 7 points a set due to those errors. What do you think you're going to tell your team going into this next practice week of, hey, here's what we need to focus on, here's what we need to fix in order to kind of clean up those loose points?
Absolutely. Tonight was one of our better nights for service errors, which is kind of funny because we still missed 7. But we want to make sure it's always a double-edged sword. You want to keep pressure on the other team because if they're in perfect system, that's hard to defend. And the first line of defense is a tough serve. The first line of defense is getting them out of system. But I am very confident that our team can be green light and efficient, and that's what we're going to work on. We'll do a lot of pressure situations. We'll do a lot to create conviction that we know how to do it, that we know how to do both, and that's going to be something that we're going to keep developing throughout the year.
Coach, you mentioned it briefly there. Alumni night tonight. Many of them you coached here. Can you
Yeah.
just talk about having so many of them back in the building tonight and for the weekend?
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I just told our ESPN crew, it's fun to make them proud. I think that's my most special part of today. It's fun to look up and them smile. And we had a week of adversity, and we're still who we are today. We didn't give up. We're still fighting. We still know that we're going to win. And that attitude, that culture is a foundation from them. They were big pieces of it when we weren't that good 9 years ago. And we've created what we have here because of their commitment to our program and showing that they're still committed by showing up, still committed by coming and being excited for us and supporting our current players means the world to me. It's really cool to have coached all of them. It's cool to have been part of their journey recruiting them. And we're going to keep working to make them proud and make them know that their commitment to this program is continuing with every single player that's part of our program.
Any more questions? Great. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, everybody.
Great. Open up questions for Bell Albie.
Off the bench, 10 assists. What's it kind of mean to be able to rotate these 2 setters in and play well?
This is a system that we're not very used to, but I think that everyone involved has done a great job of adapting to it. Shout out Mar Tabak on the right side tonight. She really killed it.
Being down several times and overcoming those deficits, how were you guys able to respond?
This is something that we train for. We train to never give up and have conviction in moments of what seem to be doubt. So it's nothing we haven't done before.
Ms. Lowry, Foster had touched on it, 10 assists. How are you kind of staying focused going from point to point? Just curious, the inner workings of what's going on in your head when you're seeing the ball up in the air.
As a setter?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to put up a good hittable ball right now. Setting isn't something that I have done for a really long time. I set in 14U, that's 7 years ago, so I'm just thinking about making it hittable for my hitters to go bang.
One more. What's the biggest change you've seen between setting for 14U and now setting for Division I volleyball?
Everything about it is different. The speed of it, what's demanded of a setter, like everything.
Bell, talking about alumni night, so many alums in the stands, some you played with, your sister. Just talk about having them back in the building tonight through the weekend and having that extra oomph, behind you in the stands.
Yeah, it was awesome. So many of them already reached out to me, just saying like, good luck, we'll be there, or sending tickets to them, just staying in touch all the time. Most of them are my really good friends, and yeah, it's nice to have my sister back too.
Any more questions? Awesome. Thank you.